Hey, how's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining us on another Monday. Yes, today's Monday. What is time anymore? Thank you so much for hanging out with us. I am Kurt Kemple, for those who may not have been here before, and I have with me Trevor Blades. I'm looking this way, but really technically I have to go like this for the
Hi,
layout to
folks.
look at you. Yeah. So how's it going? How are you? How was your weekend?
Nice aiming.
Yeah,
In
you like
layout wise,
that?
it's great. My weekend was good.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I did some. I did spend my weekend writing some responsive CSS, so gotta
Ooh.
enjoy that and skated the ramp a little bit. Um, and coordinated our outfit choices.
Yeah.
Apparently,
And we're wearing the same shirt, folks. Yeah, awesome. Cool. I had a pretty good weekend. I didn't really do too much, but my joints are feeling a lot better. So I worked
it's
out
good.
this morning. Yeah, it's awesome. So I worked out this morning. However, it really hurt like a lot. But it was good. Matron X, how's it going? Thank you for joining us. But yeah.
What was today's
Oh,
workout?
Today's workout was just like warming up, loosening up with some jump rope, and like my ankles still aren't there. Like I still don't have the stability that I um, am used to. So that was pretty tough. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna stop that. So I did working up to 200 calories on the assault bike. So it's just like this thing you like pedal and push with your arms. But every 2 minutes you get off and do a couple rounds of a kettlebell complex.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a whole kettlebell routine,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, yeah. It's just a couple things. So you bring the kettlebell up, and then you like squat and then press, and then you swing it through your legs and switch hands and bring it around to your chest this way,
okay,
and then
yeah.
that's one. There's a bunch of them. My quads like between the assault bike and the squats and the kettlebell like just holding it. Ouch. Yeah, CrossFit. Pretty much CrossFit. Yeah. But yeah, it really hurts, and I'm already feeling like sore in my quads, and it's only been like 2 hours, which also means I'm probably really dehydrated. So I've been drinking a lot of water.
Great idea.
Yeah, if I'm
Drink
that
a lot
much,
of water. It's not gonna hurt.
no, not at all. If there's that much lactic acid buildup already, I just like I need to flush it. Yeah. Yeah. Stretching is something that I've actually maintained pretty well, even though I haven't been able to work out a ton. But yeah, I stretch a lot. All the stretching, foam rolling, really smash in there and hurts, but it gets the job done. But
I
yeah,
gotta get one of those, a foam roller.
it's amazing. They are amazing. But
Do you
they
have
hurt.
a recommendation? Maybe send me your a recommended foam roller after this.
Okay, I
I'll
will. I will
scoop
do
one up
that.
on Amazon.
Yeah, I'll do that. I have like the ones I like though. Most people don't like though. I'm just gonna warn you because it's like super hard. Most people like a little bit of give. I like where there's almost like no give, and it's just like it hurts more, but it does more of what you want it to. So it's like
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I'm worried about that. I'll browse, but it helps to have some
I'll
helps to have some recommendations to
I'll
start
send
with.
like the one that I would get if I didn't want one that was like so unforgiving.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. So now that we've covered that, go out and get your foam rollers, folks, and hydrate.
Mhm.
I think that's the takeaway there.
Yeah, it's just this is the main lessons.
Yeah. What's up, Matron X? And how are you? And how was your weekend? I'm curious. But without further ado, should we maybe get into why we're here? Some GraphQL, if you
Let's
will.
see what's new in GraphQL this week.
Yeah. So, I've got a couple things. Some of them are pretty cool, pretty decent, but we don't have a ton of stuff this week, if I'm being honest. But enough stuff that I said the folks need to know about this because there's some really neat stuff. So let me find it. How about that? All right. Dun, dun. Ooh, I forgot about that.
Oh, Matron X,
Yeah.
that sounds awesome.
All right.
So you've been found some weird stuff with caching the APIs. Uh, But it's kind of working now. That is just sometimes the mystery of web development, right?
Seriously.
Uh, that's awesome. Is it something that you have working just locally right now, or is it deployed anywhere
That's
online
weird.
for us to take a look at?
My internet is being really wonky right now, huh? I hope the stream's okay. What's going on with this page load?
Yeah, weird.
This is weird because normally this loads in like a second.
Hmm.
Something
Maybe
happened.
like a cache hiccup or something.
Suspect. Something is suspect. What did I do? I broke it. How did I break your website? I'm sorry, Jason.
Uh-oh. How could you?
How could I? Seriously. What is it?
Works
Just
for me.
Chrome in general? Yeah, I'm sure it's working fine for you. I think I'm just having issues with Chrome. There we go. I mean, a little better, but there's still some wonkiness. But I'm pretty sure that was a totally on my side thing. But this is our first item. So also, I've been using. Yes, stream's good. Oh, okay, good. As long as that's pretty good. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, build a content hub with GraphQL. So, if you haven't seen, if you like streams, and if you're here, I'm going to assume that you do like streams. If you do, then you should definitely check out Learn with Jason. It's a great stream that Jason Langsdorf does pretty much all the time, generally about 2 times a week. Long story short, he had Eve Porcello on there last week. I think this was from last week, and they built a content hub with GraphQL. So it's really cool. It just kind of talks about like GraphQL in the sense of when we think of multiple data sources and what does it look like to bring them together and like kind of build your own API on top of like third-party existing APIs or like, disparate data sources, kind of like what Gatsby does for you. But what if you're not, what if you need a back-end API? What if you're not building a Jamstack site? What do you do then? So yeah, that was kind of the first one. Um, it was good.
What do you do then?
What
I'm hooked.
what do you do then, right? And that's a very valid question. And if you want to know, then I guess you should watch this video. That's what I would say.
Excellent, excellent lead in.
Boom. Yeah, right.
Oh, nice. I was just about to do that, but it
Yeah.
appears my arrow keys don't work and my command key doesn't work. I
Can't
can't
copy?
can't copy or paste.
Oh my
I gotta I
goodness.
gotta give the old computer a
The
restart
old the
after
old
this.
reboot. Have you tried turning it off and turning it on again? I love it. That's awesome. So actually, I've been using Stream Deck so I can switch scenes without having to touch OBS now. I just touch, but it's on my phone. It's really neat. It's really cool.
Whoa.
I know I'm getting super fancy, you know. But I think I'm gonna get a physical Stream Deck because um, I think it's like a pain to kind of have my phone stuck
Hmm.
in that mode. I'm finding out. Um,
Yeah, it would be cool too to like when you're streaming to bind the transitions to your mouse, like to your extra mouse buttons,
ooh,
because now you have
that
a like
is a
a really
great
sweet
idea.
Logitech thing, and so I've seen streamers do this. It looks so seamless. It looks like they have a camera, like a dedicated camera operator, because they're just like doing whatever, and then they're doing transitions to like different camera angles
Yeah. Ooh,
with their
that's
mouse.
that's a good idea. So the only problem is I use the extra keys to switch because I'm on Mac and I'm using a mouse to switch my
Switching screens.
desktops. Yeah, like swipe through my desktops. So I'd have to come up with a new game plan. But that is
Yeah,
intriguing.
yeah.
I am intrigued. But I do like Stream Deck because you could do a lot of stuff. So like right now I could make a clip or add a marker or do other stuff.
Right.
It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
I could change the song in Spotify.
Yeah.
I have all of the power. Yeah. But anyway, sorry for the derailment. I just thought that that was cool. I'm super impressed by technology. It's like, I touch the phone and the computer does what I need it to do. It's pretty wild. It's awesome.
Amazing.
And now it gives me a
Yeah.
chance to go get my second link, which is really kind of like the meat and potatoes of today's stream, if you will.
Mm.
Copy link address, which is GitHub released a cool, well, someone who works at GitHub released a cool blog post about how they're using uh, GraphQL to power the GitHub mobile app, which I think is really cool because I don't know about you folks, but like as of late, I have actually started to use the mobile app quite a bit. I didn't really. I was like, what can you like mobile app? Normally, I'm on desktop when I want to do things, but I've actually found it to be very useful. So let me share the link to this, and boom, I opened my front door with a phone. How cool is that? Yeah, it's pretty neat. I can't wait to get food from my fridge from that app. That's like peak. That's when you know it's like
Yes.
integration is there.
One
Um,
day, I remember seeing videos a long time ago of a guy who trained his dog to get him a beer from the fridge and
yes,
close the
yeah,
fridge.
yeah.
That's like that might be the closest thing we have right now. Yeah, but you have to get like an actual living dog and spend time training said
Or
dog. So
or you could get
it's,
rent the. Can't you like rent that Boston Dynamics dog now? Like, can't
oh
you?
no, that dog is gonna that dog is gonna learn too much.
Yeah, but you could train that dog to do it.
Mm. I'm worried about that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm worried about a lot of things. Yeah, Boston
And
Dynamics
Matrix is talking
robots.
about how they have to provide an OAuth 2 access token with the Blizzard API, which
Ah,
might be like a sticking point with this API. Um, but I'm sure that there's I'm sure I've seen tutorials online about like integrating an OAuth API into a GraphQL server. I feel like I've seen something like that. In any case, I'm sure the resources are out there if you can find them, but it is a unique problem for sure.
yeah.
But I can't wait to see the finished product. And Matrix was saying that they're using Apollo Studio
Oh,
to
nice.
test it as well, which is awesome.
Yeah, I would
So I
love to hear that.
hope that experience has been going well.
Nice, very cool. All right. Oh yeah, GitHub's mobile application. So they use
Yeah, Kurt, you were
GraphQL.
saying.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, you were just saying how you found yourself using the GitHub mobile
Yeah.
app
Yep.
um, more, and I was curious about that. Like, what do you use it for? And yeah,
Notifications a lot of times. Sometimes I'll even do like suggestions and stuff on like uh pull requests, but mostly like managing because like I cleaned up my GitHub notifications, and like now that I have the phone, like I've got it configured where like I get stuff that's like actually important to me. I can respond to it. Like I'm notoriously terrible at responding to issues and comments and things on GitHub because it's just like
mhm,
a lot of noise. But I've since cleaned up my notifications, and I'm doing that, and then just like looking at things like PRs and stuff like that that I'm interested in.
cool.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. It's nice. Yeah,
Seems like a good use case. I've always found that the like I've had to do some mobile GitHubbing, like commenting on issues
yeah,
or like
yep, exactly.
responding to open issues on the bus and stuff like that. And it's not. I often find myself switching to desktop mode from the mobile website.
Yep,
Um, and I guess so many people were doing this that they added like a banner at the top of the page to
use
switch
the
to
app.
desktop.
Yeah,
And now hopefully this app is gonna remedy some of those issues and make
those are the
that
exact things I use it
experience
for.
better.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. It's pretty nice. I have an Android phone. I don't really know so much about the iOS side of things, but I like it for Android. It's nice. So yeah, I was very curious about this. So so they use Apollo for iOS and Android. They moved at not fast. They moved at warp speed, folks. Warp speed.
Ooh,
That's what I'm talking about. That's what we want to hear.
that's
That's how we want to hear how
so
fast you're going.
fast.
But like it does really allow you to go so much faster, especially when you can share code across platforms. It's the be all end all, but it doesn't always work. I learned that the very hard way. Don't overdo it. Only share it once you need to share it. Once both actually need it. I could go tell you a long dark tale about like over um, optimizing for code reuse across platforms. But anyway, I won't. I'll spare you. So
Save it for another day, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, I'll spare you that. So let's see. GraphQL mindset, cool, love it. It talks about just kind of like why, the mindset about moving from REST to GraphQL. Um, and I think that this is just kind of like getting in the mindset and their framing. But really, when it starts to get interesting on mobile, which is something that uh, I think gets missed a lot, is that uh, the code generation that you get from GraphQL and by like using Apollo client and what gets set up for you is a lot. I think especially if we're JavaScript developers, so like if everyone's watching doesn't have a lot of mobile experience, this is probably not going to sound much. It's like cool, like you could generate TypeScript definitions and stuff, but in mobile world, like everything is typed, and some of this stuff can often be pretty verbose or boilerplatey, like typing out all of the types and code necessary to make these requests. Having all of that be generated for you is a pretty big win. Case in point is I don't really know much about Swift or iOS. I've used it a little bit when I was working with React Native. I made a couple bridges, but that was like it. Like I wouldn't be able to build an app. However, Ellen Shapiro, who works at Apollo, came on and we built an iOS app from scratch using Apollo GraphQL, and I was able to get like from no app to like querying data, and she was there to answer questions and stuff, but largely the client did most of the work. It was like, oh, I just at link to this one like package, and then it just generates everything else for me. I don't have to do anything, and then I just like reference the specific code in my views. It was really cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Fragments, another huge win on native platforms as well. It's just things that you end up like in REST world having to repeat a lot or like create abstractions for, but like with GraphQL you get fragments by default. It's built in. You don't have to build your own kind of infrastructure or know how all that works. Platform differences. Yeah, I'd be curious about this. I'm gonna check this out. Um, oh yeah, yeah. They both have different reactive systems, so I guess maybe they're using subscriptions as well.
Right, to interact with like all platforms at the same time, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like yeah, like I mean, I guess that makes sense because if I get notifications about like things, or if I'm on an issue and a comment pops in, I guess that is coming from
Hmm.
subscriptions, depending on what features. I don't know what features they have moved over yet. But it looks like some fragments can only be generated on iOS, which is interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah. I guess dealing with interfaces is something interesting with the Android side of that. So we basically just went through this whole blog post. Sorry, folks, but this was like pretty interesting to me. I'm always curious to hear about how these larger, apps are um, using GraphQL, like their architecture and kind of what they see as the benefits and trade-offs. It's always interesting to me.
Hmm. Yeah, it is interesting. I love seeing that like these big tools and companies that we use um, in our day to day are using the same sets of tools to build themselves that we use.
Yeah.
It definitely makes me feel like, oh, okay, like I'm on the right track. Like they're running into the same problems that I am. Like we're it's not we're not so different, you and I, GitHub.
Yeah, and it's just like reaffirming. And so when I first started using GraphQL, that was one thing that there wasn't a lot of information on it. So I started a meetup this is when I was working in New York City. I started GraphQL NYC because I wanted to try and figure out what other people were doing with GraphQL. It's kind of like a litmus test, or like, you know what I mean, like a check, like make sure you're not working in a box, and kind of like what community is doing, and
Hmm.
always looking to figure out if you could be doing something better, or if there's new tools out that will help, because it was like, you know, exploding so fast. It was like GraphQL wasn't a thing, and then it was like everywhere. It was pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool stuff.
And it continues to be.
It
This
continues.
thing is this show keeps rolling. The GraphQL, it keeps progressing, and it's really fun to see.
It really does. And like, we see GraphQL used in new places all the time. People are using like dgraph is a great example. GraphQL to query databases. Like, not like there's a GraphQL API that talks to a database. Like the GraphQL DSL, like queries and mutations, that's the actual um, language that you use to make database operations. And I think that gets missed sometimes, but that's pretty interesting. It's pretty wild.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, it's just cool to see that stuff like pop up and be used. I think content meshes are a great use of GraphQL, like that large data aggregation into like a unified API type thing. Like, what does that look like
Yes.
with like big data types? Like, you know what I mean? Like a content mesh of like the internet. What would that look like? Um,
Whoa.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's pretty wild stuff. I can't wait to see what GraphQL things will be happening in like 5 years. Like that we never, we're not thinking about use cases. We're not even thinking about today.
We're not ready for it, man.
We're not ready for it, but I stand. I stand for GraphQL advancements. All right, let's see. So, oh yeah, last one. So we've got one more thing. So I forgot always, as I am prone to do. Chat. If you've got anything interesting that you want us to check out, drop a link, and we'll take a look at it. Yeah. So let's see. Let's flip back over. Yeah, it's very convenient having Stream Deck. I'm sold. Just doing it this for 25 minutes ish, and I'm already like sold. Okay, mobile. Today is a mobile-y kind of day, I guess. So this next one is actually about GraphQL and Jetpack Compose. If you don't know what Jetpack Compose is, it is basically like a new way of developing UIs for Android. It's a UI framework kind of platform. So in like a Swift is like meant to be somewhat more declarative, I believe is the goal here, but it looks kind of like a Swift UI type thing. Um, Kind of similar in my opinion, but it's awesome. It does make building views in Android hecka easier than it was before. That is for sure. And if you want to figure out how to use GraphQL in a Jetpack Compose app, voila. Oh wait, you can't see me, but I'm double handing like pointing at the monitor like voila because here's the blog post. So let me just actually open it up and then I'll grab the link, drop it into chat. Did I ever drop the link for the GitHub blog post in chat?
You did?
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, so this is it, folks. If you want to check this out, if you're interested in Java or you know someone who works with Java and you're like, hey, check this out. Did you know that you can use Apollo's GraphQL with Jetpack Compose and here's how you do it? You might help them out. You never know. You could save a friend. Right?
You could.
You could. You never know. But yeah, big fan. I'm a big fan of mobile development. There's like a lot of really neat use cases where I feel like, so I'm a big fan of like using the easiest thing that you can develop for, or like the most accessible, that you can get away with for an app. Sometimes you just need like native features for the type of app that you're building.
Mhm.
More native performance, which is hard to get in React Native for certain things. And yeah, it's always good. Or maybe you don't like JavaScript, which is like also very valid, and a lot of folks don't. And you don't want to use React Native. Well, don't. Use Kotlin and use Jetpack Compose and use Swift for iOS. But yeah, long story short, a lot of need for mobile development. And I actually respect mobile development. It's very difficult. There's a lot of things that you don't realize go into it. Not that web isn't hard; it is very hard. They're all hard, right? Like,
Yeah,
but there's just like
but
different
just
hard things.
yeah, like
Yeah,
just go try mobile development. It's a different beast for sure.
it is. It is. And I think it's actually a really good experience because one thing that I do love about mobile that we don't really get and is often created for us in frameworks is life cycles. Like it makes you think of your code about like what happens when my code is in this stage of its cycle, right? Like um and a lot of that seems to be framework specific um in the web world.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, cool. Yeah, I would definitely think uh, I definitely think that it's something that people should check out. Even if you do like web development, it's just fun to like try it. Like most of the both Apple and Android have like pretty decent like getting started tutorials, you know. So they'll although good luck getting Xcode or Android Studio to like run properly. I feel like that's the hardest part of those of app development is getting those
IDE.
IDEs set up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That's like that's the saddest part for me is like I don't want to use Xcode, man.
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we've got it so good with VS Code and like the web development, local development experience is so polished.
Yeah.
Um, mind you, I like there's certain good things about using Xcode. Like their like version of IntelliSense is so
Amazing.
dialed because they have
Amazing.
one use case to consider, and so it really does like you like it codes with you in a way.
This is very true.
But
Android
still,
Studio is not bad either because like it's still typed
I haven't.
language, so it's still really good. Yeah. Uh, I think it gets most confusing though is like for me anyway is like overloaded constructors when like I can create like one type of the same thing like there's the same function but then it has like 12 APIs but really it's just like different options but you don't realize that that's what's happening. It's like
Mhm.
but that's for me because I don't code in a lot of type languages.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I,
Oh
d-
man.
I do unfortunately now. Well, not unfortunately. Like I don't know. Types are good. Sometimes it's nice to be outside of it. I've been trying to go like hard on TypeScript, but I still feel like there's times when I just don't want to use it, and maybe that's just because I'm not used to it. What are your
I think
thoughts?
that's totally valid.
Yeah.
I
Right.
mean, I've expressed this
Oh, that's right.
um,
Yeah.
expressed before. Like, I think that if TypeScript is actually like adding something to your workflow, adding something to your project, like if it adds value, then use it. If it doesn't, you don't like you shouldn't feel
Obligated.
pressured
Yeah.
to adopt TypeScript just because it's hot, um, or just because your peers are using it or whatever. Like
Yeah.
you use whatever tools are gonna allow you to create and your to do the best of your ability,
Absolutely. And
and
to to
that's JavaScript.
Yeah, and to that point, like I do think it adds to my project. So like I think the IntelliSense is great, and like especially if I'm already working with something like GraphQL, I can just generate all of the types for my queries and stuff like that, mutations, whatever. So it makes it like pretty tight lock system. My biggest issue is just like I'm just not there yet with TypeScript, and then I just end up in situations where I'm not like sure how something should be typed, or especially when I get into like third-party libraries. Like sometimes I'm not sure like what type something needs to be for like a React component, or like when like I'm passing a ref, and I don't know that there's a difference between like an anchor ref and a div ref and like all these other refs. But other than that, like the 90% of the time, it's pretty awesome. It's just like sometimes I get in weird situations where I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. my like where I'm at with it currently is like I use TypeScript for when I'm writing like standalone libraries, um, like pieces of code with a very distinct purpose. I feel like it adds so much
Yeah.
uh, for me in those cases. When I'm writing a full-on React website with 15 pages and like all of this disparate types of things, I tend not to use it because I find that it slows me down pretty
Yeah,
significantly. So
that's fair.
that's kind of that's my habits summed up.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's also totally subject to change.
For
Um,
sure. But I like that.
yeah.
It's kind of like I agree too. Like I like types especially for things like APIs, like packages that you use and stuff like that. And or if you're building your own like open source kind of package, it's nice to have that typed up. But yeah, maybe like with something that has a bunch of different types of things and data going on. It's not all related to like one particular thing. Maybe that's a bit much. I don't know. I'm trying it out. I think my blog is technically TypeScript, though I don't really use much of it. It's not very big. There's not a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Use what makes you
Yeah, use
happy.
what makes you
Moral of the
happy.
story.
If you do use TypeScript, I can't recommend TSDX enough though, because for me, who's like not super good with um, TypeScript, especially like the hurdle of having to kind of get things set up and working. TSDX can alleviate that pretty quickly. Oh, so iPod Pancakes also asked. Oh, thanks, Blaze. Also asked, is a Android Studio built on top of JetBrains IDE? And I don't know. Probably, but I don't know. Android
It's
Studio
yeah,
JetBrains.
I guess we'll never know. It's just
I googled it
it's impossible
to
to know for
to,
sure.
to know, except that yes, it is built on IntelliJ.
uh,
Wah wah wah. You know, my
cool.
daughter hit me with one of those, and I was not expecting it, and the timing was perfect. I was like walking with something, and I dropped it, and it fell, and I looked up, and I looked at her, and she just went wah wah wah, and it was just
Oh
like it
my
was
god.
really funny. I just like died laughing. It was the best
She
thing
a
ever.
sad trombone.
Yeah, she hit me with a sad trombone.
So funny.
Yeah, she's 6 though, for reference, so it was definitely out of left field. I didn't see that one coming. Kids are
Yeah, man, your kids are learning how to punch you in the nuts
oh yeah.
and add insult to injury when you when you drop stuff.
Yeah,
This is
they're really.
they're off to a roaring
Oh
start.
yeah, they're really learning how to like um, beat the crap out of me both mentally and physically. So, what's up, Xander? How's it going? Yeah, roasted. Totally, I got roasted. But yeah, that GIF of Miles with that groin shot. Um, yeah, it's so funny. I watch it all the time. I'm gonna share it again. It's Monday. Ooh, it's perfect. I'll share it because it's a great Monday GIF. You know.
There you go. Yeah,
Yeah, so I'll share that
Monday be
later.
like.
That was the best. I you know what I laugh at the most is the punch. Like it's not that he punched me in the
He's
groin.
got technique, man.
Yo, he's got heat. Like he put everything he had into it. And when he hits me, his
Yeah,
whole body like shakes. Like he like put everything he had into it.
yeah.
Oh,
He's got the follow through
yeah, he's actually a very sweet
using
boy.
his
It's
hips,
just
his
no,
legs.
he really does. He uses his whole body and follows through. Oh yeah, that was hilarious. I guess the lesson is though, don't mess with the cat, cause like he loves the cat and he'll defend
Yeah,
Zelda at all costs apparently.
yeah. You learned your lesson.
Yeah. Awesome. I think that wraps it up. Quick recap, because some folks got here. Sorry, Xander. We just wrapped up, but a quick recap of some things that we talked about was How to make your own content mesh was on Learn with Jason last week with Jason Langsdorf and Eve Priscilla. Pretty awesome. I
Mm-hmm.
watched it. It was awesome. You should definitely check it out. Eve is just second to none. Second thing we talked about was GitHub mobile app uses GraphQL. They use Apollo. To build their features, especially their new features. I don't know about all features. They don't get into specificity. It could just be like two little things in the settings. I wouldn't know, but I'm going to say it's all the interactive hard stuff to build. And then the last thing we talked about was, well, technically two. Jetpack Compose and Android, a little bit of stuff like that. And then TSDX. If you're going to build a TypeScript project, check out TSDX because it's a real quick, like, kind of create React app thing that does it. Oh, and then lastly, me getting abused by my children. Yeah. I think that covers it, right?
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah, we should tell them what they won, folks. What else do we have going on this week? What do you have going on, Blaze? Well, we're going to be starting a new app this week.
We are.
I'm excited about this. Very excited.
Me too. Do you want to tell them what we got planned?
Yeah, I do want to tell them what I got planned. I'm very sorry. I was trying to get, for some reason, my calendar, I was looking at the wrong calendar. I'm like, why are none of the streams coming up? But it's simply because I had the wrong calendar. Okay, here's what we got coming up. We've got, Launchpad on Thursday where we're going to be building. When is the next stream? That's what we're talking about right now. So I believe I have to confirm again because it's been a while since I've talked to Vish, but there'll be a mission briefing this Wednesday at 3 o'clock on Jamstack e-commerce apps with GraphQL. And then Thursday is going to be Launchpad. Oh, what's up, Tumbling Spheres? Thank you for the follow. And then Launchpad is a series where we take small apps and we build them start to finish. Last time we did Jam Spam, which was a collaborative soundboard that you could do, and has since been halfway integrated into chat. So we can bop, we can horn, and I can't remember if it's swoosh, whoosh. I think zap is one. You can zap. But anyway, long story short, we are going to make a meme command, right? I believe that's what we're going to do. We're going to tackle. So we're going to get real meta on this one, and we're going to build an app that works with the stream. So we'll load up the stream browser source from my local host while we're streaming, and we'll build this meme app while it's live. So the whole stream, not the whole stream, like audio and video would still be there, but the whole background, the chat, the title, it could all just go away. It might if we break it. So it'll be fun. But yeah, we're going to do it live. And meme app. So you'll be able to do like meme commands, and then a meme, like a GIF, will bloop pop up on the stream. Like you can make memes appear. Just right.
And hopefully like be able to customize.
Yes.
Them, like meme Kurt.
What a dork.
And I don't know. It would be really, really cool if we could make it follow like. Let's see. I'm just typing something now. Like
yes.
Be able to choose which meme template you want.
Yep.
And supply a particular message to be like rendered on it, and then it'll be displayed within the stream layout.
Yep. It's going to be amazing.
That's the goal.
I think the first one that we should practice with is Miles catching me with a groin shot. That GIF is like perfect for memeing.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, so if y'all just want to see me get punched in the groin over and over and over again, tune in Thursday. Be here. Don't miss it.
Don't miss it.
Yeah. And that's all I got. Is that all you got?
That is all I got.
Chat. What do you got?
I have a rating candidate. We've got Andreas working on canvas animations with TypeScript and React.
Yes.
This dovetails pretty well into what we were just talking about with TypeScript and React, and who doesn't love a little animation magic, right?
Really, who does not?
So I'm gonna kick off that raid, and thank everybody for joining us today. It was really fun. Thank you, Kurt, for
Yeah.
running the show,
Yeah.
and we'll catch you guys next
I
time.
love this, and I love y'all for coming and hanging out with us. And we will join you, or see you later. We'll join you in the next stream. See you later. All right.
See you guys. Don't forget to drink some water today.
Yes. Stay
Bye
hydrated.
bye.